James, so did you enjoy the test drive on the car?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Excellent, lovely stuff. Happy to run through some figures on it?
Yes, please. Yeah, that'd be great.
Brilliant, super. So this form here is going to kind of form the basis of what James, our business manager, is going to look at for you. So this is just to kind of give you an outline of how the figures how the proposal is going to look for you.
Brilliant, okay. Thank you.
In the top left-hand box, we have the essential care package, and that's where I'll make some kind of personal recommendations on bits and pieces based on the certain circumstances that we've had a look at, i.e. part exchange and other conversations that we've had. We're fully regulated by the FCA, so we have this box here, so I can make these personal recommendations based on what we've spoken about. Looking at your part exchange, we discussed that. Unfortunately, there's a couple of curved alloys on there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge you for that. I do it all the time. It's just one of those things. It does happen. I blame the monstrous curves. It's not your driving.
Yeah. Thank you. It's my parking. I can tell you that.
It is your parking. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. I don't want to judge, but basically, we can offer you a package which is total wheel protection, which covers you for exactly that reason. So when you're parking, if you still continue to park as you do, or where you do, and unfortunately keep nicking the alloy wheels on it, you'll agree it doesn't look very nice. It's a little bit untidy.
No, it doesn't.
So it'd be great if you could, when you do it, pick up the phone to someone and say, "Really sorry, I've come out again. Can you send someone else to come and fix it for me?"
That'd be great.
Over the course of the next 3 years. And if you do that 10 times over the next 3 years, that'd be pretty useful, I would have thought.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, super. And along with that, part of the total wheel protection package is tyres. And you mentioned that you drive along the A27 every day.
Yep.
Which is a road notorious for potholes. I drive down it all the time as well, and I can't believe they've not resurfaced it, but anyway, they're not doing it. So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, it does mean that if you hit one of those potholes at 70 miles an hour, then as you know, you can get punctures. It does happen. Whether they're fast punches or slow punches, they happen. They're all punches none the same. If that happened, and it was from no fault of your own, wouldn't it be great to alleviate the cost of you having to get the car towed to the nearest garage and then going, "Sorry, I haven't got tyre stock," and then you having to wait for the tyre or whatever? You can just ring someone up, we get it sorted, and we get a new tyre on the car for you, and you can do that 5 times over the next 3 years, saving you that £250, £300 cost of putting a tyre on.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested in looking at that. That'd be
Bear in mind that it's a Porsche that will come with N-rated tyres, which are specifically designed for to work with that car. So to get the best out of that car. You don't want to skimp on tyres. It's the one part of the car that's in contact with the road at all times. So
yeah, no, I've seen some bits online about kind of cheap tyres, and it's something you take for granted, isn't it? But yeah, no, I'd be interested in looking at that. Absolutely.
Excellent, super news. So I'm just going to make some notes on this so that we can quantify why we've spoken about that.
Yeah, okay.
So that's in the essential care box. The next box is the platinum protection package, and this is where we would talk about products that we're eligible for that we haven't necessarily spoken about yet. One of those will be retail price protection, which kind of does what it says on the tin. If you're in the unfortunate situation where your car's written off, you would get back market value for that car. So you ring your insurance company. Once you got through to them, they make you an offer. They'll pluck a figure out of the air and go, "That's how much we're going to give you for your car," and you go, "Well, it's not enough. It doesn't quite get me to where I need to be," etc., etc. So retail price protection basically covers you for the next 3 years. If the car's written off, whether it's your fault or someone else's, doesn't matter. You'll get back the invoice price that you pay, which is the price that you pay when you pick the car up. Basically putting you back in the situation you're in today, enabling you to come in here and meet me again, and I can supply you with another brand new shiny Porsche. Okay. We've spoken about total protection, so we've just gone through that. The only other one that we offer is called minor repair protection, or MRP for short, and that covers, much like the alloy wheel insurance, where it covers you. You get a nick on the alloys, etc. You ring someone up and they come and fix it for you. It's the same as that, but on the bodywork. So I finish work late one night, I go home because I want to go and pick up a bottle of something, and I park next to your shiny new Porsche, and I'm not concentrating because I'm in a hurry, and I open the door and put a dent in the side of it, but I'm a little bit embarrassed to say that I've done it. I'm not saying it might be me, it could be anyone that does it, but they then walk off or they're in Paris, they get back in the car again, they drive away again. You come back to your Porsche and go, oh my God, someone's put a dent in the side of it. It would be heartbreaking. It happens quite a lot. All these cars are getting bigger and bigger, but car park spaces seem to be getting smaller and smaller. So it does unfortunately happen. But modern repair protection would cover for that. So you just ring up a guy, and then they arrange for someone to come out and pop the dent straight out for you, with a £3,000 claim limit. So £3,000 over 3 years is quite a lot of damage that you could have repaired on that car, through no fault of your own, because someone's dragged the bag along the side of it because they can't get to their car, whatever it might be. So these are all the products that you're eligible for that we'll go through, and they'll all appear in this box here. So we've spoken about those, and those. The next box here is the manager's comments. Now, obviously, I'm not a manager, so I'm not going to be writing in that box, but my business manager James will do, and make recommendations, and it will mainly centre around your part exchange and justifying prices, based on service history, condition, that sort of thing, and that will listen in it. So just to give you a justification of where he's coming from, where he's got his figures from.
Super.
And then going into this yellow section, you're talking about how you might wish to fund the vehicle. As a motor retailer, you would expect that we offer hire purchase, which is a traditional form of borrowing the money. So you put your deposit in up front, and then you borrow the remaining balance over a period up to 5 years, however long you want to do it, depending on how much you want to pay per month, etc., etc. And at the end of the agreement, you own the car outright. So the obvious benefit of finance is that you can pay for it monthly rather than having to give me a big wedge of cash and then drive out your car and then it loses the money for you. It also has other benefits as well. So if you take a car on finance, you'll be protected by the Consumer Credit Directive, which is designed to protect you against fraudulent activity, which does unfortunately happen. Porsche are not immune to that. If anything, Porsche can be more of a target because of the value of these particular cars. So say someone buys a £2 app on their phone that HPI's cars. They go around the car park, they find your Porsche, they take a picture of the registration number, they find out that there's no finance outstanding on the car. They can go and get finance, find a way of getting a logbook to say their name, and they can get a logbook loan or whatever it might be. They can borrow money against your car without you even knowing about it. I'm not saying it will happen, it's quite rare, but it does happen, and finance can be another way of protecting your investment against those nasty people that think it's appropriate to con you out of money, basically.
I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that unless you've heard about. I mean, I hadn't heard about it. I didn't even think about it. But when you put it like that, it kind of makes sense. And the other thing is that is protected by the Consumer Credit Directive, as I mentioned, but a finance agreement will be what's called a tripartite agreement. So you'll have 3 people with an invested interest in your car and your finance package, and that'll be you, us, and the finance company, Porsche Financial Services. So if you get a problem with one of those parties, you've got the weight of the other party behind you as well to then go and sort that problem out, whatever it may be. 2 heads are better than 1. So if you've got you and I against the finance company, which is pretty uncommon, but if there's a problem with the finance, then you've got both of us fighting that corner to do that. So there's just these other things to bear in mind, but also it's a way of making the car affordable, spreading the cost of the ownership.
Okay.
We also offer personal contract purchase, or more often abbreviated to PCP, which you may have heard of. Works in a very similar way. You put your deposit in, you make payments over a flexible term, normally up to 4 years, and rather than owning the vehicle after making those payments, you have a guaranteed minimum future value, or GMFV for short. What that means is for someone like yourself who we've already established likes to change their car quite frequently, is that you can have lower monthly instalments because you're not making payments on the whole balance. And then when it gets to 2-3 years, whenever it might be, or at the end of the 4 years when your balloon payment is due, your guaranteed minimum future value is due, you're in a position where you've got 3 options. You can either return the car, give it back to Porsche Financial Services, and then walk away and go goodbye. But then you're left without a car. You can retain the car, so you could pay the balance off. So even if it got to the end and you go, I can't bear to live without this car, it has to be in my life for many, many more years, then you just write a check out, or you refinance, or whatever you want to do to pay off that final balance, and then you keep the car. Or what most people decide to do is renew. So will value the car. any equity in the vehicle, so basically what it's worth over and above your guaranteed minimum future value. And bear in mind, it's a minimum future value, so the chances are you're going to have some equity in it, can upgrade, use that as a deposit for another new car. And we could be sat in here having this nice, lovely conversation over a nice coffee, trying to upgrade you into another new Porsche. Okay.
Sounds interesting.
Again, still protected by all the benefits that you get from the high purchase, so the Consumer Credit Directive and the security that's likely to give you.
Okay.
And then in the final box, in the bottom left here, customer proposal. So this would basically just be a summary of kind of what we've spoken about. So it'd be the top line price of the car, accessories, essential care, road fund license, other bits and pieces, and at the bottom, the balance of change if you want it. So it's all nice and easy to see and easy to read out. So if you're happy with that, if you've got no questions, I'll go and speak to James, and I will get that all done up for you and come out and show you what it all looks like.
That'd be perfect. Thanks, Chris.
Brilliant.